Do you know what to look for in a health and fitness plan? With so many options available and even contradictory information, selecting a good plan can be confusing and overwhelming. In this next episode, I will review 3 health and fitness must haves so that you can choose a fail proof plan that will work best for you. Thank you for listening to the Break Free and Get Fit podcast with me, your host, Dr. Janelle Taveras. This purpose-driven and powerful podcast will provide you with the necessary strategies and tools to break free from everything limiting your full potential to live a fit life. It's God's desire for you to be fit, healthy and whole, missing nothing. Jesus has already done his part. Now it's your turn to do your part to co-labor with him. Success in life doesn't happen by accident, but is a result of your day-to-day choices. Listen to every episode with an open heart and hear the voice of God speaking to you and guiding your next steps. Let's get into today's episode. I'm going to first acknowledge how hard it can be to find a good health and fitness plan that works for you. Also, sometimes we do things or we did things in our past that worked for us that now, some decades later, those same strategies just don't work anymore. Now, also in social media, we get so much information thrown out at us. It can be really hard to sift through all of the gimmicks because we really want to do something that works. We really want to move and get fit and get healthy. And it can be really confusing on the how. And not everybody has time to sit around and study and read literature and read journal articles and read books to get the big picture about what's going on with health and fitness. And not to mention, each person is individual. And so we all will react differently to different things. We have different schedules, different lifestyle habits, right? And so in episode 16, I talked about red flags to avoid these diet traps, right? Because there's some diets, and maybe even I'll go as far to say most diets that we see out there, especially in social media, they're grabbing your attention. They want your commitment, your money, and they will bank on you not achieving your health and fitness goals because that's what makes you buy into them. And so knowing these diet traps makes it simple to discern which diets are cons and which are a waste of time, money, effort, energy, all of that. So if you're listening now to episode 17 and you want a fail-proof health and fitness plan, listen to episode 16, learn those red flags, and with this episode, knowing the must-haves, now you'll be set up to be able to make an informed decision about which health and fitness plan is going to work best for you. When I talk about these must-haves of a fail-proof health and fitness plan, I'm going to give you things to consider when you're thinking about committing to a health and fitness plan. And you should consider these things beforehand. But if you're following a plan now, you can use them to assess how well the plan you're currently in is working for you, or even determine if it's going to work for you. And so I'm also going to give you some of my personal examples of what has worked for me and what is currently working for me. So the number one must have that your health and fitness plan must have for it to be successful and sustainable is this plan enjoyable? Now, I'm not saying that there's going to be no effort. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Of course, it's going to be work. Of course, it's going to take time. But generally, you should be enjoying what you're eating. You should be enjoying what you're doing because you're more likely to be satisfied and stick to that plan. Your food should also make your body feel good, not gassy, not hungry, not depleted. You should have energy throughout the day when you eat. So listen to your body's cues. Now, some strategies that worked for me are eating smaller portions of the food I normally eat or making some strategic swaps, such as air fried chicken or mashed cauliflower instead of mashed potatoes or zoodles instead of noodles. And if you don't know what zoodles are, they're zucchini noodles that you make with a spiraler. And I personally love them. Add some garlic to them. I don't miss the pasta whatsoever. Now, you should also enjoy your activity and exercise as well as your food. And for the same concept, because the most effective exercise is the one you actually do. And I know a lot of programs, they throw out quote unquote science and say, okay, you have to weight train, right? This many times a week, or you have to do high intensity interval training this amount of time. I even saw a diet, I'm not going to mention which one, it was a fitness plan, and it was basically saying work out twice a day, every day, and you'll see results. And I'm just like, this is cuckoo. Like, can't even get people to work out on a regular basis, and now you're asking them to work out twice a day, and they have family and commitments, and it's just not sustainable. You might get your results, but then what are you going to do to keep them? Enjoy the things you do. Pick activities that you do with your family, with your friends, going for walks, doing Zumba, group exercises. I always recommend those. Now, the group exercises always worked for me big time because I would go to class, I would make friends, we would exchange numbers, we would encourage each other. So it was a source of accountability, support, encouragement. And when I was teaching Zumba, that was even better because now I felt like this, it was a good obligation and I was excited to teach, and I taught throughout both of my pregnancies. And so this was very effective for me. Postpartum, I lost all of my baby weight within 6 to 7 months of delivery. And it was because I was consistent. And so don't let anybody tell you that your exercise is not going to work or it's not the best. Choose what you like to do, what brings you joy, because that's what you're going to stick to. And the important thing is keeping your body moving and keeping your body happy. And even as little as 10 minutes of exercise several times a week can reap positive health benefits. And being active is going to help you achieve your health and fitness results. So, in a study done by Davis et al. In 2015, it was found that inadequate physical activity accounted for 55% of failed weight loss attempts. And so, yes, you need to incorporate diet and nutrition into your plan, but physical activity is just as important. So, moving on to the number two must have for a health and fitness plan to be effective. And it is that it should be tailored and flexible to your specific needs and lifestyle. What works for one person may not work for you. And if a plan is too rigid, anything will become an obstacle and pull you off of that plan and cause discouragement. And if a plan is too generic, it may not take into consideration your personal schedule, preferences, or other factors that could actually help you be more successful. And so my strategy is always trying different things and see what I can enjoy and stick to, but I don't ever stop trying. If something doesn't work, I do something else. I switch it up. And when something does work, I keep it, I stick to it, I love it, and I'm consistent with it. And so when it comes to activity, I consider several activities that I can choose from, especially in the case if I'm traveling or something unexpected comes. So, for example, in my health and fitness journey that I'm on now, I wanted to increase meaningful activity. And so on my plan, that the activity I chose to measure was how many times did I go out for walks? Because I love walks, they're very beneficial. I'm trying to increase my steps, but it's been raining. And so I didn't limit or restrict myself to like, okay, well, I can't do that. Here's an obstacle. No, I looked at it as an opportunity to do something else and be creative. And I have a whole playlist on YouTube of Zumba choreography. You can go check it out. It's under I Am Dance Fitness. And so I decided to turn my YouTube on and I'm like, okay, I'm just going to dance for an hour. And, I choose an hour, but any time to get moving is just fine, right? It's about doing something versus doing nothing, not having this all or nothing mentality. Any progress is progress. And so what happens with generic diets or strict diets or just too rigid is they don't address the unique needs and preferences of individuals, and tailoring diet plans to personal characteristics and lifestyle factors improves adherence and overall success rates. And this was in a study that determined this in 2020. It was a comprehensive review. And so having your diet tailored is something very important. Like I said, everything doesn't work for everybody. And just because someone claimed to have this diet work for them, or a testimonial on YouTube, or even a string of them, doesn't mean that it will work for you. And I don't say this to be discouraging, but I want to make sure that you know that you are unique. You are not generic. And doing health and fitness should be unique and tailored to you, to your preferences, to your schedule. Even another example is you want to incorporate intermittent fasting, which I think is wonderful. And what I tell everybody is that if you're sleeping, you're fasting. You know how to fast, because I get a lot of people say, oh my God, I can't fast. My sugar drops and I can't think and I'm about to faint. I'm like, okay, so dramatic. But if you're sleeping, you're fasting because you're not eating while you're sleeping. So you're fasting at least 8 hours a day. And you should give a window of 2 to 4 hours between your last meal and your bedtime just to let your digestion rest. So if you're doing that, you're already fasting 10 to 12 hours per day. And that's if you're waking up and eating right away. And so I suggest, everyone should fast to some extent, let that digestive system rest for a little bit. I think a healthy digestive window is between 12 and 16 hours every day. Now, I think that you can align this to your personal schedule. So, for example, for me, I already don't like eating at night and I don't sleep as well for some reason. And I work out in the morning, so I'm hungry in the morning. So, if you're telling me I have to fast until 12 or 1, that's not going to work for me. However, if you tell me, okay, maybe you can fast dinner, or stop eating 3, 4, 5 in the evening or afternoon, okay, I could do that. And so for everybody, you have what's going to work for you according to your schedule and according to your lifestyle, and be open to that, and just try it out and see what works, and keep trying until you get a routine that works for you. So going on to the number 3 must have that a good plan should have is it should be sustainable. Sustainable, especially for your budget and your lifestyle. You should be able to afford your healthy food choices. Also, most of your nutrition should come from whole, unprocessed, or minimally processed foods. Packaged foods and supplements can be full of additives and chemicals that can be toxic to your body and hinder your fitness. So when it comes to sustainability, sometimes there's plans that are just hundreds of dollars, or they'll pre-package your meals for you. You have no idea what they put into it. They can give you the macros, but you just have no idea. And so I know this is really, really challenging, especially if you're busy, but practice some meal plannings, start to create more home cooked meals. Meals don't have to take a lot of time, but once you get into it and you practice it, again, you see what works for you. And learn to purchase local products, local produce. Even if you have farms close to you, you can order directly from the farms and it'll be at a lower cost, and go for quality. But I know that there has to be a balance. Sometimes we can't go, for the top everything. Sometimes, but we can be strategic and go for what's on sale, and stick to the basics and stick to things that work and keep it simple. And for me too, I notice that if I go to the grocery store unplanned, I completely just go off script and my grocery bill is much higher. So I think about, like, what realistically do I need? I write a list before I go. And when I go to the grocery store, I have a game plan, and that helps my wallet and also helps me from bringing unnecessary things home, and also prevents me from throwing food away. I hate throwing food away, and I don't like just waste in my life. And so if I'm noticing that things are going bad in my fridge, I'm throwing food away, you know what? I'm buying too much. And making a list and making a plan absolutely helps for sustainability of budget and of lifestyle. And that goes to the same with the exercising. Going back to picking activities that are realistic. And if you are doing something that's telling you to work out 2 hours a day or even an hour a day, and that's too much for you, be realistic, narrow it down to 30 minutes. And like I said earlier, even 10 minutes of exercise a day can have health benefits. The important thing is to get moving and to be as active as possible so your life can be as fruitful, healthy, prosperous, abundant, and fit as possible. And so implementing long-term favorable habits and strategies are going to increase the chances of maintaining successful weight loss or fitness outcomes. I suggest to start with small changes and practice them until they become habits, and you keep doing this, repeat it over and over again. So then now you're going to be stacking these healthy habits that all together are going to work for your good to help you reach your goals. And remember, you want to maintain these health and fitness goals. So you're not just doing this for a wedding or for a reunion. You're doing this for life. You're doing this for your health and fitness journey, which is a lifetime. And so be patient, choose a reasonable plan, and enjoy the journey. And if you are looking to find an effective health and fitness plan that you can enjoy, go visit my link tree, and I'll put the link into the show notes. I have a holistic health assessment. That's holistic with a W, holistic health assessment that you can take for free, which will help you decide which activities are best, are most strategic to get you to those results for your health and fitness journey. So do the holistic health assessment. It'll help you determine what activities to include in your health and fitness plan. I have templates for a health and fitness plan that are absolutely free. You can find them on I Am Fit and Free. It's a private Facebook group. It's amazing. Come over there, join me, be encouraged, access these free tools, there's also a reflection exercise on your holistic health assessment. So it's just some questions that you will think about and respond to, and it will also help you come up with your activities for your health and fitness plan, and some things you'll be able to do a quick fix on just right away, because you'll get revelation about yourself and things you can improve. And then some things you'll want to practice those activities or those habits and put them into the plan where you can track them. And of course, you improve what you're able to measure. So that's why I create these plans. In my secular life, I am a master evaluator, a doctoral epidemiologist, and I take these tools that I have mastered and learned, and people pay a lot of money for me to implement. And I've created these or translated them into health and fitness, and I'm offering it to you as a gift for free because God loves you. It is God's desire for you to be fit, and I want God to use me to help you achieve that fitness and fulfill your God-given purpose on this earth. So thank you for listening. God bless you. I hope to see you linked in to all of these wonderful resources, and also I hope to see you fit, spirit, soul, and body. If you have been blessed by this podcast, please provide a rating and a comment and take advantage of the additional free resources such as the I Am Fit and Free Facebook group. It's private and it's amazing. Also, the I Am Fit and Free website. I would also love to keep you close, so come check out my YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, and I also have a link tree that just keeps all these things together.